Hi everyone, this is going to be the first video that I film on my brand new camera. I've been using for the past 5 years the Canon T5i and it has served me well. It's had a nice run. My sister is going to be taking the camera and bringing it to Florida with her over the summer and doing some projects with it there. So it's, has a new home, but I really needed to upgrade. I upgraded to the Canon 80D. I am in the market to also purchase a new lens, so let me know what your recommendations are for that. I sit very close to the camera, so keep that in mind when you are recommending me lenses. But yeah, hopefully the quality and stuff is all good. Today's video is going to be all about the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. When e.l.f. launched this product, I got loads of requests to do a little review on it, especially because it reminded pretty much everyone of the famous IT Cosmetics CC Cream, which I am a huge fan of the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. It's one of my favorite foundations of probably all time, and when I worked at Ulta, I pretty much recommended the IT Cosmetics CC Cream to so many people, but the IT Cosmetics CC Cream is almost $40, and the new e.l.f. Camo CC Cream is $14. I pulled you up a bit closer because I am going to do some swatches along my jawline. So the first product I'm going to swatch is obviously the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. I did pick up mine in medium 330W, and this shade is very yellow, which it is a warm color, so that is kind of expected, but it's very yellow. Right next to the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream, I am putting the IT Cosmetics CC Cream down, and the shade that I have is medium tan. Another product that I'm going to swatch side by side is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover, and this was originally probably the first drugstore dupe of the IT Cosmetics CC Cream that we saw, and I have this one in the shade Sun Beige 310. These are all very different. I definitely wouldn't be wearing the Maybelline one right now. It's definitely a summer shade for me. And then the last product that I'm going to swatch on my jawline is the Thrive Causemetics Buildable Blur CC Cream, and I have the shade medium in this. So again, that first swatch is the e.l.f. CC Cream in the shade medium 330. The next one is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream in medium tan. The next one is the Maybelline, their CC Cream, what is this called? Oh, Dream Urban Cover in Sun Beige. And then the very last swatch is the Thrive Causemetics Buildable Blur CC Cream in the shade medium. Obviously, they are all very different shades. I can get away with the Thrive Causemetics one in like the dead of winter, like February. I can get away with that. I feel as though the one that matches me the best right now is probably the IT Cosmetics CC Cream in the medium tan shade. I really wish I had the straight medium shade to share with you guys today, but I'm pretty sure I finished off my tube of it and it got thrown away. Obviously, the warmest shade I have on my face right now is from e.l.f. It is very yellow. I will say, shopping for the shades online, it was super difficult picking out what shade would work best. I felt the shades didn't really go in order of like lightest to dark, especially when you got in the middle, which is where I fall in the middle usually. It was like not in order of light to dark, which it does make things easier. And then also their undertones were really odd and off. But yeah, here are side-by-side swatches of all the CC creams that I own. I just wanted to compare all of the shades for you guys, just so you guys have a good reference to go by. For my base, I am skipping primer and just moisturizing. I don't think that using a mattifying primer underneath of this foundation would be a good move. It's kind of, I could see if you had very dry, flaky skin, you would hate this foundation. It's kind of on the thick side and it's kind of mattifying, but also not like super mattifying where you look dry, but it's just not the nice moisturizer feel that the IT Cosmetics gives. It definitely is a bit thicker and more dry compared to the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. So yeah, I'm just sticking with moisturizer on my skin. On this half of my face, I am going to use a sponge, and on this half of my face, I am going to use a brush. I just have one pump of the foundation on the back of my hand, and I honestly won't use all of it. This foundation goes a long way, and I really recommend that you work in sections when you do use this foundation. So always squirt it on the back of your hand and work in sections. Do one cheek at a time, and then do your forehead, and then do your, you know, your chin and your nose. Do not try and do this foundation all at once. Like, it will not work. So yeah, just took a little dot on my sponge, and I'm just going to blend it into my skin. I just turned down the brightness on my ring light because I wasn't really liking how that was looking. Hopefully I didn't really mess anything up. But yeah, I'm just going in a little bit more and applying some of the product to my forehead, continuing to work in those small sections. Now, I can't really tell if I like the sponge or the brush better. I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards the brush just because I feel like I'm getting the same results out of both, and I have like a faster application whenever I do use my brush. But yeah, that is one side completed with just the sponge, and look at how much product I still have on the back of my hand. You really don't need that much of this product. A little bit goes a very long way. And if you do end up using a lot of it, I feel it ends up looking very cakey. So yeah, you just have to be pretty careful, work in small sections, do a little bit at a time, build it up if you need. I'm just going in with my brush now on this side. And of course, like, my makeup style has changed a little bit. I am leaning a bit more towards more natural, and I know I've been that way for a little while, but I still loved my glam days. But now I'm just feeling like I don't ever like my glam days. I just feel like it's way too much makeup. It makes me feel very heavy. Like, I definitely can feel all the product on my skin. I will say that if you do want to use a primer, I really recommend using like a moisturizing primer, kind of like a priming moisturizer. And I did use the Smashbox Primerizer with this foundation the other day, and it did work nicely. But yeah, just stick with moisturizer, honestly, and you'll be good to go. So yes, that is the sponge side, and that is the brush side. And again, look at how much product I have left on my hand. It's so much. I don't even think I used half of this. A little bit goes a long way. You can get a very nice coverage all over your skin using just a little bit. I am going to add just a little bit more product over here, just kind of building it up. My cheeks are just like a little bit red, so I want to add a bit more product. I don't really see much of a difference with the sponge side and the brush side. I feel like I was able to get like the same amount of coverage. They both look nice and blended out, especially because I took the time and worked in sections. I'm telling you, if you do not work in sections with this foundation, it will not end up working out for you. I'm going to take whatever is left on the back of my hand. I'm not even going to use that much. I'm just going to take a little bit on my concealer brush and just tapping my concealer brush. It's so thick, this foundation. It really is not comparable to the nice moisturizer-like consistency that the It Cosmetics CC cream has, but I can see how this is still kind of like a CC cream-like product. It's nice and full coverage. It has like skincare benefits to it. It looks pretty nice and natural on the skin when you know how to work with it. I'm just applying a little bit of the product kind of around my nose and underneath my eyes to sort of act as my concealer. This is what it looks like without concealer. I think it looks very nice. Add a little bit more of the product down over here on my chin where I have some scarring. I pretty much only used half of one pump to do my whole face, and I feel like I got an amazing coverage out of it. Everything that I want covered is covered. However, I still look very natural, and my skin is pretty nice and not like dewy, but it has like a nice natural glow to it. I wanted to bring you up a little bit closer so that you guys can see my skin and my really long mustache hairs. Yeah, that is what my skin is looking like with just the e.l.f. CC cream on it. I don't find the shade match to be completely off once it is all blended into my skin, and especially when I have my other products on, it really doesn't look that bad, although I do think I would prefer something a little bit more neutral. I am going to keep up with the drugstore products here. I'm using my Physicians Formula Sculpting Bronzer. And to blend that out, I am using the e.l.f. Cosmetics. I believe this is the Airbrush Precision Brush. I really need to remember the name of this brush. I don't know why. I still have not remembered it. But instead of buying a brand new one, I glued and taped on the handle back to like the bristle part, because I was going to buy a new one just because this one was like a bit broken, but then I was like, you know what, this is a very easy fix. I don't need to spend my money, because even though the e.l.f. brushes are like pretty nice and affordable, I'm pretty sure this brush is still like $10, and I don't need to spend $10 when I don't need to spend $10. I am going to go in with one of the e.l.f. putty blushes. My favorite shade is Bali. It's just so gorgeous. And I did pick up the new e.l.f. putty blush brush, which, if you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know that I love my discontinued, not able to find anywhere, Real Techniques Duo Fiber Contour brush. And one of you guys reached out to me and was like, hey, e.l.f. just released a new brush that looks just like the Real Techniques Duo Fiber Contour brush. They're pretty similar. I will say that my Real Techniques Duo Fiber brush is a bit thicker, so you'll definitely be able to tell this way, and then it is a bit thicker, so it's just like a bit more dense. And I do notice that when I am applying product with my e.l.f. brush, it just does feel a little like thinner and a little bit more flimsy, but it applies the product beautifully. I am going to pick up the product with this brush, a little bit on the back of my hand, just to make sure I'm not applying too much. And this brush really does apply the product so beautifully, just kind of pressing it into the skin, just like I would do with my Real Techniques Duo Fiber Contour brush. I don't remember the price of this. It might maybe like $5 is what I would assume. 5 or 6. I love this blush so much. It's such a gorgeous color on my skin tone. Again, I'm using the shade Bali. And I love the formula of these putty blushes. They are gorgeous. I don't feel like enough people are talking about them. And they are sitting so nicely over top of the foundation. They just all work very well together. So I just put a little bit of product in my brows. I've been lately using the NYX brow glue, but I also wanted to share another new e.l.f. product that I picked up, and these are phenomenal. They are the No Budge Shadow Sticks. I have one in Magnetic Pull and then the other one in Copper Chic. So that one is Magnetic Pull and that one is Copper Chic. Copper Chic is definitely a bit more cool tone than I was expecting it to be, and kind of like bronzy, not super copper, which is totally fine with me. I actually really like how this ends up looking on the eyes. I am just going to apply this product all over the eyelid. I don't have any primer down, and seriously, when this says no budge, it means no budge. I can wear this product all day with little to no creasing. But yeah, that is what that looks like blended out, and it is really just like a one and done kind of shadow that is really going to last all day, and it's in a very easy stick form. You don't even need to use a brush with it. You really could just blend it out with your fingers. I like a brush, it's just a bit easier for me. And the brush that I'm using right now is from ColourPop. It is, does it have the name on it? An E1 brush. Just kind of like their standard eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go through my brows a little bit with my new NYX brow pen. Yeah, that's been my brow routine as of lately, just putting a little bit of the NYX brow glue in my brows and letting that kind of sit, and then going in with color wherever I need it. I did pick up the new e.l.f. mascara, and I really do not like it. I would use it today, but I honestly don't want to ruin my look. Continuing to keep things drugstore, I'm going in with my Milani All Natural 04 lip liner. And I did also pick up the new e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine. I got mine in the shade Blissful, which I thought would be kind of cute, but I don't know, it ends up looking a bit milky on my lips if I don't put a lip liner down, which is why I put a lip liner down. And it smells like lip smackers, which I can't tell is a good thing or a bad thing. Like, I can't tell if it means it's like cheap kid makeup or if e.l.f. was just trying to be cute, but I don't think I love it either way. Whatever e.l.f. decided, I don't think I'm with it. Oftentimes I do end up just skipping powder, but I am going to go in with a little bit of the e.l.f. Halo powder, and I have this one in the shade Medium, and I am actually taking an e.l.f. brush. I am using the Featherlight highlighting brush. I think that e.l.f. probably is my favorite drugstore brand, and I would go as far to say that it is one of my favorite brands overall out of like all of the brands available to me. I just feel like e.l.f. has so many products on the market. I'm not saying they have the best shade range, but they do oftentimes have a pretty decent shade range, and obviously everything is pretty affordable. It's also cruelty-free. I believe a lot of their stuff is vegan too, but obviously don't take my word for it. Please check that out yourself. But e.l.f. just has some really, really good products. To wrap this look up, I am going to go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. I have tried the e.l.f. Cosmetics, their version of an all-nighter. I believe it's like in a mint green packaging. I did not really like it. Nothing on this planet beats the Urban Decay All Nighter. So I am going to spritz this on my skin. I do not leave the house without using it, so it's only fair. By the way, the earrings that I've been wearing in today's video were kindly gifted to me by one of my supporters, Mia. She has a really cute little online shop called Eclectic Collective, so go ahead and screenshot that to save it if you guys are wanting to support a little small business. And she also makes these embroidery rings, which are really, really cute. I cannot wait to hang this up somewhere in my room. But yeah, thank you, Mia, for sending me my cute little goodies, and thank you for always supporting my channel. Wanted to give you guys a quick close-up before I head out. I am going to be doing a wear test, so I will be back, but the time right now is 11:30, and this is what my makeup looks like at 11:30. So I will be back in a few hours to check in and let you guys know how everything is looking. That's my eyeshadow. Hi guys, I'm doing my first check-in. The time right now is about 4:40, which means I've had my makeup on for about 5 hours, and I wanted to make sure I got a check-in with natural lighting because my studio lighting that I was using kind of, I don't know, it didn't look the best, but I mean, I feel like you could still see the products well and stuff. But yeah, this is what my makeup is looking like right now, and everything in my opinion looks really, really good. My skin looks really nice and fresh and not too oily, but I am getting, you know, a bit oily in the areas that you get oily. Eyeshadow is looking amazing considering I didn't have any primer on my eyelids. Pretty much no creasing or fading on the eyeshadow, which is awesome. I feel like my cheek products still look really good. However, I feel like my blush might not be as intense as it was this morning, which maybe I just didn't apply that much. I don't know. I'm a big blush person, and this looks a little bit not as bright as I typically do. But yeah, bringing you guys a bit more up close, I am really not seeing much creasing in my smile lines or around my nose. And then looking up, I have very minimal creasing underneath my eyes, which, you know, kind of expected. I didn't bake under there or anything with powder. I just applied a really light layer of powder, but everything looks really good and I'm happy with the way that my makeup is wearing. It still looks really nice and natural, and I still have pretty decent coverage going on, but nothing looks cakey or heavy, and I feel like this makeup is wearing very, very well. Hi everyone, I'm back for my final check-in. The time right now is almost 10:30. So I've had this makeup on for about 11 hours. I am still looking fresh and good. The only thing that I would like feel I needed to touch up right now is obviously my lips, but like who even worries about that? Just like throw a lipstick in your bag or something. But I really am not even that oily. I am a bit oily in my forehead area, which is expected. I definitely think I'm not as oily as I used to be, but I still do get pretty oily. And considering I did kind of a light layer of powder and like not any primer, this foundation held up so well. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm really not seeing any creasing. Let me look up for you. There's like minimal creasing underneath my eyes, and then let me go ahead and look down. Minimal creasing and fading for the eyeshadow. This is a $5 eyeshadow stick with no primer underneath of it though. Like, so good. After my first check-in, I did add a tiny bit more blush, but I didn't do like any touch-ups or blotting throughout the day. This is my makeup 11 hours later, still looking pretty good. Definitely giving the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream a big thumbs up, double thumbs up. I'm not sure if it's going to be the dupe that people look for in the causemetics CC Cream. It's pretty different at the end of the day. It is a pretty different formula. I guess the similarities that we would see is that both products have a pretty high SPF. They both are very full coverage and they both have a natural finish on the skin. However, I feel if you had dry skin, you would not like the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. It is very thick and pretty. It dries very, very fast. So regardless, work in small sections like I was saying earlier. And I just feel like it tends to be quite a bit more matte than the causemetics CC Cream. The causemetics CC Cream has like a very dewy finish, which I'm sure prevents a lot of people with oily skin from using the product. So if you have oily skin and you've been wanting to try the causemetics CC Cream, you know, you're lucky you get to save your money, because I think the e.l.f. CC Cream is going to be more up your alley. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see a updated full face of e.l.f. because I obviously have quite a few new products to share. But with that being said, if you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I see you next time.